From gourmet fish tacos to mousse desserts to pulled pork sandwiches.
Everything you could possibly want, they have.
Today, the National Building Museum is filled with plates of delicious dishes for Taste of the Nation.
We've got 60 restaurants and some of the top mixologists of the city, and they've all joined together to give 100% of the funds for this event to stop childhood hunger in the D.C. area. We actually have 3 grantees, the D.C. Hunger Solutions, the Mary Center, and the Capital Area Food Bank, and everything you see today is going towards them to help end childhood hunger.
This is the largest venue that we've ever had for Taste of the Nation in D.C. So we had more tickets to offer this year, and we sold out completely, 1,600 tickets. 100% of the proceeds go to charity, so you can't really beat that.
When I first got here, it was hard to move to each table, so it was a good turnout.
DCers dished out about $85 to $125 per ticket and battled an unusual amount of traffic to attend.
Good for these Washingtonians. They battled through the nuclear summit to get here. It wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think everyone had a great time, and everyone was in good spirits. So I think they did well.
To pair such an enticing event, because I love food, with a good cause, a great cause, I should say, it sealed the deal.
We're trying to highlight the fact that 1 in 5 children is food insecure, which means they don't know where their next meal is coming from. They don't have access to a full range of nutritional options.
Here in the nation's capital, there are hundreds and thousands of children struggling with hunger.
Alexandra tells us that the national statistic is even worse.
2 out of 5 households with children, and that's 40%, face issues in terms of finding enough money to feed children day in and day out.
The chefs' tastes may differ, but on one thing they can agree.
There is no excuse for any child, anywhere, but especially in this country, to go hungry. And anything my company can do to help, we're doing it.
I think it's very important to help out our kids in America and help them and support them wherever we can. It's our next generation.
We asked Laura about some of the crowd favorites.
A lot of steak, a lot of seafood, lots of desserts, lots of cupcakes, which is kind of the hot item right now. And what else? Cocktails.
Aside from feeding hungry DCers, chefs are also showcasing their restaurants. Lee tells us that her restaurant began with an arts and crafts project.
I started painting, and I realized that acrylics and chocolate have a lot in common, and that they blend well, they dry fast. And so I was doing a project for my daughter's school, and I started messing around, and I started doing chocolate flowers. And from that point, my business launched. We design flowers and leaves primarily. We do bouquets. Tonight you saw the luscious leaves and precious petals.
I love to eat, and I love to try new restaurants, and this is a good way to find out about them.
Stefan Trummer thinks this event is a win-win.
Of course, it's all advertising for ourselves too, and it's because we're a new restaurant, and so we can, step out into the spotlight and say, okay, we open now and we're here.
And Trummer seems to be winning people over.
My favorite restaurant was Trummer, and also Belga Cafe, which is famous for their waffles.
Our chef just got nominated for Best Chef in America, one of the best chefs in America from Food and Wine magazine. So we're very, very happy and proud of him.
Having popular area chefs cooking helped bring in $124,000 last year. They're estimating even more this year.
We're really thrilled to be a beneficiary of this event, and we're putting the money to good use.
And I mean, it's just impressive that all of them have dedicated so many, obviously, resources, time for this event.
I'm glad that it was such a success this year. I hope that everyone comes out again next year and that we make it an even bigger event.
Although finding a larger venue might be a challenge.